Stay tuned for Airgun Detectives.
Welcome to another episode of Airgun Detectives. I'm your host JC, and we continue our special 1911 series. And today we're going to take the mystery out of the Swiss Arms 1911. And we have 3 versions of those, and I'll show you that in just a second here. But before we get started, if you hadn't already, hit that subscribe button down in the corner. It doesn't cost you anything. It's absolutely free, but it really helps support the channel. Also, when you have an opportunity, check out the website, www.airgundetectives.com. On that site, I've got various t-shirts, I've got some hats, I got my Generation 2 bipods. I also have a limited number of those Rex compact scopes. In fact, I'm down to my last case, so when they're gone, they're gone. All right, so let's get back to the subject on hand, which is the Swiss Arms. Now, as I initially indicated, these come in 3 versions. First, you have obviously the stainless steel version, which they actually call this the 1911 TRS. I'll show you that. That's the box that one comes in. Then we have the tan version, or the desert tan version, which is the MRP. And then we have the black tactical version. There's the box for that one as well. Okay, just right off the bat, they hold the CO2 in the magazine, which is your standard 18-round magazine. These are the KWC Foundation. Yes, again, the KWC. They're probably the most popular of the 1911s. Reason being, they're the most realistic. They really are. But anyway, the Swiss Arms gives you 3 different options as far as finishes go. Now, these obviously have been a little customized, as you can see. But these all feature the full blowback. These are a full blowback, just like the other ones. And very realistic. You've got the backstrap safety here. You've got, these all have the ambidextrous safety. So in other words, you've got it on this side as well as on this side. So you have the ambidextrous safety. And you also have the 3-dot sights, which we really like that sight picture, if you can see that. So that's really cool. These shoot around 300 feet per second. That's kind of standard for the KWCs. These ones specifically, they come with the tactical rail up front, which is nice. They're roughly about 8.5 inches long, and just like the others, these feel realistic, very realistic. These weigh a little over 2 pounds. Now, this one, the stainless one, and none of these came with the grips that you see here. In fact, this one came with these grips right here, as you can see. They're kind of they're plastic grips, and they're kind of that's a wood look. And then the other ones, the tan and the black, they came with more of a tactical grip, just like that, and they're plastic. And yes, I put custom grips on those, and I promise I will get to a video at some point that I'm going to show you how to completely field strip these guns, how to customize the grips for them, and then I'll give you some hints on some customization on some other stuff. But one thing really nice about these guns out of the box is you see there's this stainless version here, there's none of that obnoxious writing on it, which is kind of nice. Now, one thing very unique to the Swiss Arms is they come with an adapter, a 14mm adapter, that you can actually screw into, here let me show you, you can actually screw into the barrel, and then that allows you to put our little fake suppressors, or I would call it barrel shroud. But see, that'll go right on there just like that. And that's what I did with these. And these actually have custom barrels in them, but I'll talk to you more about that during the conclusion. But we'll test them out a little bit. We'll have some fun with them. But anyway, once again, it's our KWC Foundation, and this is the Swiss Arms version of our 1911. And these are the full blowback, yes. And as you know, they shoot the .177 caliber steel BBs. And are powered on that single 12-gram CO2. So let's go out and play with these. We're going to concentrate on the stainless one because it hasn't been altered except for the grip. So performance-wise, I'm going to show you what you're going to get out of the box. So let's go play with these, and then we're going to come back and talk about it. So stay tuned for the next segment. All right, let's test our Swiss Arms here in 1911 for some velocity. We'll shoot 5 shots over the crony, just see how well it does. All right, shot number 1, 306. Shot number 2, 308. shot number 3. 300, shot number 4. 298, and shot number 5. 294. Right, close to that 300 feet per second range. That's exactly what these are rated for. But I have something special for you. We're going to just test the custom ones with the longer barrels just to see what the difference in velocity is. So let's pay attention to this one. All right, let's take a couple shots with our custom Swiss Arms here with the little longer barrels. Just see what the difference in velocity is. I'll just take a couple of shots and we'll see how that works out for us. I just want to show you the difference between the longer barrel and the shorter barrel. All right, shot number 1, 349. Shot number 2, 357. Now let's do one more. That one dropped off, 336. But anyway, you see what the high was there. And this one, let's see what we get here. Let's try it again. 358. Try that again, we've got an error there. 349. Okay, I've got them up as high when the weather's warm. It's not overly warm right now, but I've had them up right around 400 feet per second. We usually gained about 100 feet per second with these barrels. So anyway, all right, just so you can see the difference. Let's move on to the next segment. All right, let's test our Swiss Arms 1911 for some accuracy here. And these KWCs, they shoot roughly the same, but some are a little different than others, so we'll show you the comparison. We're also going to be using these 8-inch splatterburst targets, and I love the impact on these. I'll leave you guys a link below. They're kind of actually fun to see, especially when you don't have the greatest eyes in the world, that's for sure. But we're going to go ahead and shoot some 5.1 grain zinc BBs. We're our usual 32 feet back. Go ahead, take a quick look. All right, now I'm just going to shoot 5 shots, and we're just going to see how well it groups. No, I'm not going to shoot the extended barrel ones because you don't have the option of buying those, so there's no point. But they shoot actually about the same as this, just a higher velocity. All right. Shot number 1. Ooh, that's a bullseye. Now that's lucky. Shot number 2. Shot number 3. Shot number 4. And shot number 5. Whoa, that was a good group. This one actually shoots pretty well. It really does. I played with it quite a bit. Anyway, but that's a heck of a group. It really is. For once again, a smooth bore, 300 foot per second BB pistol. Not too shabby. All right, let's move on to the next segment. All right, let's test our Swiss Arms 1911 and check out the pull weight on the trigger. Keep in mind, this is the KWC Foundation, and they have terrific triggers on these 1911 styles. So keep that in mind, but we have our trusty Lyman trigger gauge. Let's give it a pull and see where we're at. All right, 3 pounds, 9.4 ounces. 3 pounds, 9.4 ounces. Yeah, I thought it was going to be a good pull on this one, and it is, definitely. Under a 4-pound trigger. Can't beat that KWC Foundation. All right, let's move on to the next segment. All right, you guys know my favorite part of every review is the plinking session. I enjoy that because we get to knock stuff down. But anyway, we're usual 32 feet, the same exact distance we were shooting the accuracy test. So go ahead and take a quick look. So you can see we've got quite a few little objects up there. We're going to start on the bottom row. Start on the right side, work our way left, and then we're going to do the same on the top row. I like to hit the bottom row first so the objects don't knock our targets down on the bottom row. But anyway, so let's see how well our Swiss Arms does. Like I said, we're going to start with the right. Safety, that's always a good factor. All right, shotgun shell. All right. All right, shotgun shell again. Got a little wind going here too. Just going to the left of that sucker. There we go. All right. And last but not least, I'm having problems with these today. There we go. But hey, I got a little wind. Like I said, we're 32 feet. I'm not going to make excuses. We got them all down before we ran out of rounds in the magazine. That's what counts. Okay, let's move on to the next segment. All right, guys, I wasn't going to leave you hanging. Do a little plinking here with our custom model. I picked the tan one. The tan and the black, they perform pretty much the same. Anyway, let's do a little plinking here. Usual distance, once again. Go ahead, check that out. Okay, we got 2 rows of targets here. Start at the bottom, work our way up. Yeah, this was just a, just kind of another sneaky way just to get some more plinking in. You know that. All right, so we're going to start at the bottom row, then we'll work our way up on the top as usual. All right, let's see. Shot number 1. Shot. Got 2 there. All right. We had to knock it off the shelf. You know how that goes. But anyway, that was just a little demonstration with the extended barrel one. See, the action is right there. All right, let's move on and wrap this whole thing up. All right, let's wrap this up with our conclusion. I think overall, the Swiss Arms 1911 did really, really well. But I think most of these that are based on that KWC foundation do quite well. They really do, because it's basically the same gun. It's just cosmetically different. And if you guys didn't know, some of the very popular ones that are based on this same foundation, the KWC. And by the way, all the KWCs, those are made in Taiwan. So these are actually made in Taiwan. But you have the Tangfolio, the Barra, the Springfield Mil-Spec, the SIG We the People, the Colt Commander. Let's see, obviously the John Wayne. There's a World War II of it version, which I have. They only made 500 of those. And there's a Blackwater, and there's also the new SIG Imperior, the Scorpion. I believe that's also a KWC foundation. So, yes, why is there so many with that foundation? Because it's the best. It's the most realistic. It really is. I mean, your backstrap, safety works, everything works. But let's talk about the negative specific on this one. I would say the negative on this one, the only negative I'm going to say would have been the plastic grips. I didn't like the plastic grips on this. So as you see, I put some customized grips on this one. And I'm going to show you guys how to do that. Not today, but in this 1911 series, I'm going to come out with one that's going to show you how to customize these. I'll show you how to completely field strip this gun so you can take it down to the very smallest part. And I'm going to show you how to put it back together too. But then once you get it apart, that's when you can customize, you polish the triggers or the slide or do whatever you want to do. As you can see, for instance, this one came in all black, but I polished the sides to give it that two-tone look. And then put custom grips on those as well as the tan one as well. But let's talk more about the positives. The number one positive, it's on the KWC foundation, and these have what we talked about, the full blowback, because you got to love that full blowback. I like the fact that it's got this tactical rail on the bottom. As you can see, we've got put a laser on that one, put a laser on this one over here. So you have that option then that you can put those type of accessories on the gun if you like. It advertised exactly what they say. They say it'll shoot around 300 feet per second. It did. We got really, really good accuracy out of this one though. We really did. At our 32 feet, we're just over a ½ inch for our 5-shot group, which smoothbore BB pistol, that's a good performance. And it shot at point of aim. And like I said, most of them come close to that, but you might occasionally get one that doesn't. And let me give you guys some advice. If you get an air pistol and you order one from a company, take it out, shoot it. If it does not perform the way you think it's supposed to be performing, it probably is defective. Then send it back and get another one. Don't settle for a lousy pistol like that. I never do. I've had some that have shot way off point of aim and said, this is ridiculous. Send it back. Send it back and get another one, and send it back as defective. Don't forget that, defective. Send it back. Anyway, that's a little piece of advice for you. Again, with this model, I like the dropout magazine. I like the fact that the valve CO2 is all contained in one. That way, if you have a leaky valve, the gun's still good. You just replace it with another magazine. Speaking of which, all these magazines are interchangeable on all these KWCs. It doesn't matter what it is. And they even make, I think they did, I've had these for years, but they even make the 27 round one, the extended magazine one, which is pretty cool. anyway, they've got that set up there. So the dropout magazine with the valve in there, that's always a bonus. But one of the key things with the KWC Foundation is the customization. Guys, you can customize these any way you want. And I showed you the Colt Commander that I did a while back. Took that completely apart, kind of just gave it a custom paint job. It's whatever you want to do. The original Tang Folio, my little Airgun Detectives little mascot 1911, I did a video on that ages ago. You know, I polished the slide on that and even had it engraved. There's just so many things that you can do with these. Now, just to let you guys know, these ones that I shot, I did make custom barrels for these. In fact, I'll show you. These little fake suppressors here are just barrel shrouds. As you can see, I made extended barrels on these. And they're not easy because I made the barrel from the ground up. And if you notice, let me show you a stock barrel here real quick. If you'll notice a stock barrel, you can see this. Make sure it's focused there. It's got all kinds of little grooves because there's a little rubber sleeve that goes on this end of it that needs to hold the BB in place. So it needs to fit in there just perfect. So the tough part was, number one, finding the barrel material. That took me forever. I did find the barrel material. And then customizing the barrel. Guys, don't ask me about these custom barrels. I will not duplicate it. I will not do them again. I did this several years ago. It took me a long time because I had to make them by hand, literally by hand, the entire barrels. But you do see it does make a difference. So if you ever had that question or theory about does a longer barrel make a difference in velocity, it does without a doubt. Obviously to a certain point, the barrel can only be so long and then you start losing velocity if it's too long of a barrel. But within reason, yes, a longer barrel will definitely increase the velocity on your gun. So the cool thing about these is the customization. Like I said, you can put real 1911 grips on them. It just takes a little bit of work. I'm going to show you guys how to do that in another video. I like the accessory rails. That's pretty neat, just because you can put lasers on them or you can do whatever you want. And the unique thing, once again, I'm going to tell you about the Swiss Arms is the fact they come with the barrel adapter. They come with a threaded barrel. So you can actually do something like this, which is great. All right, let's set that down there. Yeah, so, and then I like, as I said, I was talking about earlier, all the different magazines you can get for these, which is really nice. So I will do you guys a video. It'll be part of this series at some point. I'll come out. So the question is this the most powerful KWC Foundation blowback? Probably, yes, with the longer barrel, definitely. So we'll have to give the crown for those. I've actually, the black one here, as you see, the barrel's just a little bit longer. The top velocity I had that on a real hot day, went out and shot it over the Crony, got 411 out of it. So that was my high velocity on that one. Not bad considering the stock one shooting around 300, so I gained 100 feet per second on it. But overall, how would I rate the Swiss Arms? Oh, this is going to be 5 stars. This is definitely going to be a 5-star gun. This one just, I like the finish on it. And I did nothing to this one, guys, except I put the different grips on there. And then I put some grip tape, and I'll show you how you can do that too. I put some grip tape on the front here just for a nice, solid, secure grip when you're shooting the gun. So that's kind of neat. Plus it looks good. But the great thing, once again, about these, you can customize them any way you want, and we'll get into a video on that. Okay, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode of Airgun Detectives. Don't forget, this is where we take the mystery out of the airgun. Until next time, I hope you get lots of shooting in. I hope you and your families are doing really well. Take care of yourself, and God bless.